I gotta stop hitting that record button. I don't know what it is. Been making videos for how long now, and all of a sudden I can't manage to not hit the fucking stop button. Anyway, we got that there. We're gonna throw some stuff in the truck and run down to the city, do some sanding this morning, and knock that crap out. And I think there's like 4 or 5 cars there, so Andrea's gonna have to be doing some paint work today, maybe. That'll be good. We haven't actually got any videos of her doing paint work yet, but maybe we'll do that. And then supposed to hear from Bobby today about this furniture deal. So we got this all cleaned out in here just in case that comes down. We'll be throwing down in here, doing some of that. That'll be pretty cool. So it's about 55 this morning. Not too bad. Humidity's up there around, I don't know, 130%. Breathing water. Everybody thinks I got a cold. That's just all the water in my lungs. So, yeah. Isn't that right? You can breathe water down here if you live in Florida. What do you want, your cat's food? Go ahead. You gonna eat it? You gonna eat the cat's food? Go get it. Where's the other cat at? Huh? Yeah, you're a crazy cat. This is the crazy one here. You seem to be mellowing out lately, though. I don't know if they're getting along better or what. These two always get along. Don't you? Let me just put this bag up so you don't get in trouble, okay? There we go. Yeah, I think, oh yeah. I was looking back on some of my old videos, and I got to start answering some of those questions. I don't think people are still looking at them, but they're leaving comments and stuff. Tom asked about bearing clearance on the alcohol cars, and we ran anywhere from 3.5 to 2, 4, depending on, you know, what the setup was. But the bearing wear that we'd get, we'd actually measure across the bearing, and you measure how much it pounded the bearing out, and you could tell how the motor was tuned by how much the bearing moves. And a lot of times, you know, we replace the bearings in those cars every pass, so you don't see a lot of bearing wear. On the fuel cars, it's pretty much destruction on every pass. You know, it'll weld the bearing to the crank. Every once in a while, you'll get a good clean pass, but usually, you know, you're putting a hole out. Either the, you know, ignition's going out in the hole and it's hydraulic in window in the block, or, you know, it's controlled chaos is basically what it is. So as far as bearing life or any kind of lifespan in an alcohol car or a top fuel car, you really can't measure that kind of stuff. I guess the alcohol car, we'd run the rods about 15 passes and throw them out. And it used to kill me because they'd make me throw the little ends of the rods in one barrel and the tops in another barrel. And I was always wanting to build a street motor or something, you know, something with a measly, you know, 2,000 horsepower or so. They never did get that, so all the stuff went to the scrap metal barrel. And as far as oil, we ran, they have this oil called Nitro 70, and that's what the fuel cars run. And we'd run actual 50 weight, but those alcohol cars, they turn so many RPM. By at the end of the track, about 800 foot, if you look at the computer, there's no oil pressure in the motor because it sucks all of the oil out of the bottom of the pan, and, you know, it can't return to the pan fast enough. So you got to have some really good film on the crank surface, you know, to not totally wipe the motor out. So, you know, I don't know what they're doing now. You know, that was in 1995, and at the time, the guy I was working for was the world champ, so you know he was pretty much the shit when it came to the setup. You know, he was going the fastest, and his father manufactured a lot of the engines for the competitors, but we used Sonny Bryant cranks and a TFX block and the Brad Anderson heads and Bill Miller rods. Titanium valve springs, they'd last for 8 passes, and we'd chuck those, and we changed the intakes more than the exhaust just because of the weight of the valve. But a lot of good parts, man. You know, you're just servicing them before they break, so I really don't know how long they would actually last, you know. And like your average big block at, you know, 8, 9, 10, you know, probably, you know, 1,000, 1,500 horsepower, that stuff would last a year or 2 years. But when you're squeezing, you know, 3,800, 3,500 horsepower out of it, you sort of just don't take a chance. You know, the people that are giving you the parts for the car would rather you just throw it out than have it fall out on the track. So we didn't stretch it a long time, but we never used synthetic oil in any of those motors, ever. What do you think? You want to go to McDonald's? All right, let's go upload these videos. So I got 2 of them. I'll put up back to back, like part 1, part 2. Then I guess you'll have to watch the first one to get the second one. So, yeah, I got this stripped down pretty good. You can see a little better here. The light's working pretty good today. But I guess I'm gonna etch prime this, throw some epoxy in here, and I got a little more grinding on the other side of all that stuff over there. And yeah, that's where we're at on that. And I don't know, I have to do something with those wheel wells. They're driving me crazy. They look like crapola. Of course, all that'll be covered, but I don't know. Got to do something. And the inside's looking pretty good too. So I think I got all that. I'll give it a lacquer thinner bath and get the rest of that tar residue off of it. And then I have to make a new panel for behind the seat there, because that one got all cut up. So we're moving along slow on this one. Slow. It's always slow. It's been, you know, shit years. But we'll get it. Before you know it, it'll be running. Burning gas, I hope. So I got all the new control arm bushings and stuff for this. So I found all that stuff. I bought that about 6 years ago. Maybe longer, I don't know. Why don't you get out of here so the other cat can eat? Huh? Alright guys, I'll go ahead and shut this off. No sunshine yet. A dark video. I got this fuel pump to put in. I'll do that this morning before I run down to the city. Make that the morning job. So yeah, looks like it's gonna be a beautiful day today. No clouds, and feeling pretty good today. So I think the shitty weather's gone to bother somebody else now. All right, Tommy, again, man, it's good to see the old time machine back. Keep knocking that bodywork out. I think it's good for you. The Bondo dust or something.